Cool.
We can't do a 10 minutes episode. What are you doing?
All right, AJ, 5 minutes on the clock. We've got another opt-in. This time I want to talk to you about keeping prospects warm and engaged while they're in your pipeline, while they're in that sort of nurture cadence. It's important when someone says, let's talk to me in 6 months, that you don't just ignore them and not do anything, right? You want to stay top of mind. You want to at least get your brand in front of them. There's some certain strategies there. I'd love to hear some of the tactics that you would use to stay top of mind with these prospects that are in nurture and pipeline phases.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the most important aspects of being a good SDR, because these are so low effort compared to reaching out to a totally net new person that you've never talked to before with a message that may or may not resonate with them. These are people that you know have some interest in hearing more about what you want to say. So for you, it's really important to make the most out of these conversations. And to your point, someone says follow up in 6 months, and in 6 months you follow up and they haven't heard from you in that time frame, more than likely they've forgotten about you. So what I like to do, and what I really like to leverage in this aspect is more of a marketing mindset. I don't necessarily want to kick these accounts to like a marketing drip campaign, because those might not be as personalized or relevant to the conversation that you, the SDR, had with that individual. You have a lot more information than the marketing team does to deliver articles or social posts or webinars that you think they would actually find value in reading or watching, versus the generic content, no offense to marketing teams, that they might get sent in a typical drip campaign. So for me, say someone says reach out to me in 6 months, I'll set myself a 2 and 4 month reminder to get back in touch with this person, very low friction touch, and say something along the lines of like, hey, Alex, I know we talked a couple of months ago, you said to follow up in June, but I came across this article around, I don't know, something in the talent acquisition space about how the Great Migration is making it more difficult for HR managers to find top talent. Thought it would be worth a read. And that's it. I'm not asking for anything. I'm not like asking to hop on another call. I'm not pushing them to a demo. I'm just reminding them that I exist, that my company can help them, and that I'm giving them something to chew on in the meantime before that 6 month mark. Really basic way of sort of keeping in touch and keeping the account warm. I don't know if you do the same thing, something similar, something totally different. Love to hear it.
Yeah, no, I think that you sort of hit the general strategy there on the head. I think the interesting thing here is what the relationship the SDR has with marketing is.
Good point.
Because I think I understand what you're saying. Like, you don't want to just put them in your generic like marketing email newsletter that goes out to thousands of people. And like, that's not the best way to stay in touch with someone that you've already started to talk to, you already have some rapport built with. But you can still take advantage of the things that marketing produces. I think even more powerful than I found this article online is I found like our team produced this piece of content. I thought it would be relevant to your situation, so I wanted to pass it along. Again, not asking for a meeting, not asking for the follow-up, because you know that they're not ready for another 3-4 months. But being able to like still take advantage of what your marketing team produces is huge. That's assuming your marketing team does produce relevant content. I think a lot of the times it's easier or more effective to just go find an article. That's obviously better than just like sending it, hey, just checking in, without any content, right? You don't want to just send your name just to send your name. You want to give them something useful. And I think that's the really important thing you hit on right there.
It's a huge pet peeve of mine because at this point in my career, I'm getting prospected fairly regularly by SDRs. And if I do tell someone like, hey, cool solution, definitely not sort of, something we're looking at right now, but would love to keep in touch. And their version of keeping in touch is in 6 months being like, hey, has anything changed? It's not really that compelling for me to get back to them. But to your point, if they send something that maybe boosts their own credibility or their company's credibility by sharing like an article they produced about how marketing directors can blah, 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 I know that like they're almost talking directly to me, right? They're saying like, hey, I know who you are. I know what your responsibilities look like. I can theoretically walk in your shoes for a little bit and understand challenges. Here's how we have been able to solve them for other companies, and just leave it at that. Let me think about it. Let me understand, is this right now? Is this right for later? something like that. But I think that, yeah, to your point, if you don't have a marketing team like that, you need to go find that on your own and deliver the content in a way that is more than just a, hey, it's me, I'm following up, anything changed.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about, staying relevant and interesting, right? You can't build rapport just by saying hi. Like, you don't learn anything about them. They don't learn anything about you. It has to be there has to be substance to the conversation that you've got going on.
Right.
So, and I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And I'll leave the conversation with this. The biggest thing, and I can sum it up in a sentence, that you should be doing is carving out space in your prospect's brain for your name and your brand. That's the goal with nurture accounts, right? You want to make sure that you don't lose relevancy over time, because time is something that will kill all deals.
All right, AJ, 15 seconds. Tell everyone about opt-in.
Opt-in, quick, 5-minute videos, no fluff, actionable tips. You can find us on our YouTube, on our LinkedIn, on our Instagram, and on the website, demanddrive.com.
That sip. So refreshing.
Out of here, Jake. Go on.
I don't want to see your fucking face. I'm kidding,
I guess
Jake.
I'll
Nice.
I guess I'll just hit play and start talking.